What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, it's really cold here on the East Coast. We got about 10 inches of snow last week, and we've been trying to get through that. So I really haven't done anything in the garage because I don't like the cold. But today we're going to do a little something different, which is I'm going to attempt to install my Della mini split system that just came in. It's a Della system. It's heat and AC, 12,000 BTU unit, 240 volt. I think it was like 800 bucks after a discount. So yeah, went in and ordered it. But guys, before I get started, I am not a licensed electrician. I work on cars for a living. So yeah, this is all new to me. So yeah, let's see if we can figure this thing out together. All right, guys, so this is actually my main panel. I'm lucky that it's actually in the garage. It's a 200 amp panel, okay, but unfortunately it was completely full. So for me to run a bunch of other things like my compressor, my welders, I needed to add something called a sub panel, which is this guy right here. Okay, it's being fed from this panel with a -- SCR cable. It goes from up there, it's actually up there, and then down to here. Okay, it's protected by a 100 amp breaker right here for the sub panel. Okay, so it's got a bunch of breakers in here already. I have my back 240 for the welder already wired up. It works perfect. I'm gonna have another one for my compressor here, and then I have some 120s up there for the lighting in the garage. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you exactly what I had to do to prep for this thing. So let's start by unboxing the indoor unit, which is this guy here. Comes with a template. This is so you can kind of mark where the holes will be drilled for the bracket to support it. So that away. Manual remote holder, and the actual unit itself, which looks like that. So this guy's gonna be mounted on the wall right above the sub panel, and the AC and the heat will actually be coming out of this thing. All right, so this is the actual outdoor unit. Well, got some AC lines here, 2 of them. Pretty cool. And some hardware, I guess. This is stuff that, this is like a tube or whatever to when you actually drill the hole to go outside. This is what will protect the AC lines and the power wire. That's what this is. So this is the actual outdoor unit itself. I have a platform that I'll be mounting this on outside. So yeah, this is pretty much how the system looks out of the box. All right, so now we're back onto the indoor unit. I just got it out of the box again. What we're gonna need to do first is mount this wall mounting bracket onto the wall, because this guy clips onto the bracket and kind of just locked in place. This guy right here. Okay, you see the AC lines here, and then the drain line here. You're gonna attach the power wires in here somewhere. So my plan is to actually have the lines come out, exit out the left side of the unit if you're looking at it. Typically on a normal install, it would come out to the right side unit, because you'll see on the template itself there's a hole here. They tell you where to drill. So rather than having a hole straight through my house and then the lines running down the outside of my house with an ugly line cover, I'm going to try to run it through the wall and then exit the lines closer to the ground, just so it doesn't look so hideous. All right, so my plan is to actually drill a hole here, have the lines run out this way instead, straight down. So yeah, let's get this bracket off real quick. And then we'll mount this first. Alright guys, I've got my template taped up there temporarily. It's all leveled up. And I have the studs kind of where the brackets will mount. So that's all lined up. They recommend that you put this unit 8 feet from the ground. Like I said, that height, that's the, I guess, the most efficient heat circulation, because if you didn't know, heat actually rises. So I guess this thing takes the heat from the top and kind of pushes it back down. So yeah, I got that up there. I'm gonna go ahead and drill 4 holes, and then we'll get that bracket mounted. Okay, got my bracket mounted on the wall. I'm gonna have to figure out where to drill a hole on this side for the lines to come down through the wall. But yeah, let me measure that up and I'll drill the hole. All right, I got my hole drilled on the wall for the lines and the electrical wires and all that. I got the bracket up, of course. So now I'm gonna try to hang that unit up here and see how it looks. Make sure everything clears. I'm just concerned about that wall grommet actually hitting the unit itself, but hopefully it clears. We'll see when I actually throw it up there. Instructions tell me to pop this lower panel off, and ooh, that does not sound good. That was actually really difficult. I don't want to break this thing, but dang. Okay. Alright. Okay, yeah, get this lower panel off, and then now we'll go ahead and try to hang this on the wall. Alright. Not really heavy, just big and awkward. So, hook this guy on, see what we can get. Alright guys, I got the indoor unit mounted on the wall. It's just clipped up there. I can easily remove it. I just wanted to see if it actually fit nicely, and it looks like it does. Okay, so I'll be installing this pull-out switch on the outside of my house to power the outdoor unit. So the cover comes off like this, and the idea is so you can pull this thing out, it'll cut power to the outdoor unit quickly, I guess. I guess that's the way you're supposed to do it. So pop off this cover. Have the wiring come out of the outside wall through one of these holes here, through a liquid tight grommet and liquid tight down there. So this guy's going to hook up to my panel here. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to drill a hole from the outside in, and that way I can just easily feed the wire up here and connect to my panel. I'm actually outside my house right now. It's about 20 degrees out here, so it's freaking cold. But I got the house kind of marked. I'm going to drill a hole here for the AC lines for the indoor unit, and then I'm gonna drill a hole here for this little shutoff box. My sub panel is about right here on the other side. So yeah, I'm gonna just throw this up there and punch a hole through it. Hopefully they don't mess it up too bad. So I have a nice hole in the side of my house now. So my idea of doing this is running liquid tight. Liquid tight is like a conduit, a flexible one. These are the fittings for it. So this guy is going to attach to the back of the cutoff box. And the other end's going to go straight into the sub panel. All right guys, if you don't know what liquid tight is, this flexible conduit for running wires inside and protecting it when you're running them in the wall or on the exterior house or whatever. But I'm going to use it to protect the section of wire going from my sub panel here down here, and then if you look in this hole here that I have cut out for my compressor outlet, you see the hole to the outside's right there. Okay, so I have some kind of access to actually get in there and work this liquid tight to my sub panel. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get this guy routed and hopefully mounted back into the sub panel so I can run the wiring. Alright guys, so I actually got this thing all the way up here, and I went to this hole here on the sub panel, and for me to actually put the nut onto that liquid tight fitting, I had to run the string down the tube, tie it on the other end. Alright, something I just came up with. So I pulled it up and I was able to put the nut on without anything interfering with the I guess the fish. Alright, so that's good. Now I'm going to aim this other end through that hole down there. I got the liquid tight sticking out here. Try to pull it out as much as I can. Cut it. Stick the other fitting on this side. Okay, now I got the fitting on there. Put it through the box. Screw this guy on. Alright, I got my liquid tight fitting connected to the box here. Okay, it's pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mount this shut off switch to the side of my house now. Before I do that, I have some exterior putty I'm gonna put around this hole here. That way when I screw it down, I won't get any cold air going into the garage. And it's probably too cold for putting silicone on right now. It'll probably never cure if I put it on. So I'm gonna wait till it gets warmer and actually seal all the outside of the box with silicone. So right now everything looks pretty good actually. So let's get this thing mounted and then we'll run some wires to the liquid tight. Alright guys, you can see I got the shut off panel mounted on the side of my house. That was a little bit of a pain actually. So I got the duct putty stuff here. I don't get a draft in the garage. And like I said, I'm gonna wait till it gets warmer. I'll put a nice bead of silicone all the way around this thing just to make it nice and sealed up from the elements. Alright, let's go inside and run some wires through the liquid tight. Alright guys, so for the wiring, they recommend you use the number, I guess a 10 gauge THHN wiring. You sell this by the foot at Home Depot or Lowe's. You can get an entire spool if you want, but I didn't need that much. So I'm really just gonna run it from about here to about here. So yeah, let's get it ran and then we'll terminate everything. Alright, I think it's outside. Alright guys, you see the wires coming through the liquid tight. out to the shut-off panel right there. So exactly what I wanted. I'll go ahead and connect everything to the circuits there, and this part will be done. Alright, I got everything all wired up in the panel here. So the purpose of this thing is to actually disconnect power to the outdoor unit quickly. You can see the little copper clips here. When you push this thing in, it'll make these two, it'll connect these two lugs and also connect these two lugs. So right now I'm gonna leave it out. I'm gonna flip it around actually, put it back in. So this is in the off position. So once I get the outdoor unit installed, I'm gonna wire it to these 3 terminals here, and then I'll be done. Alright guys, I'm back inside of the sub panel. Before I do any work here, I'm gonna shut off the power to it, which is at my main panel here, this 100 amp breaker. Turn that off. Now this thing is dead, okay? That way I don't get fried when I'm touching anything. So for those of you that are not familiar with the 240 circuits, there's pretty much 2 hot wires rather than 1 hot wire, okay? Like this right here is a 120 circuit, as well as only got 1 wire going to it. So I got these 2 here, one's for the outlets up there, and the other one's for the outlets down here, okay? So I'll be adding a 240 for my mini split here. This is a 30 amp one. I believe that's what the max the mini split will draw, which is why it's 30. So make sure you read what it is that your unit will take or will reach up to before you get one of these, okay? Get the right one. So like I said, this is a 30 amp. To install this, you're gonna hook this here, and push down here like that, and that's it. All right, and then for the wiring, pretty simple. You got your black one going here, red one going here. Okay, you can do whatever color you want, but I think this is the standard coloring. Again, I'm not a licensed electrician, okay? Take everything I say with a grain of salt, all right? If I'm doing something wrong, make sure you point it out to me so I can correct it. That way I don't blow anything up in my house. So yeah, you got those 2 hots, and then of course you got the green here, and that's it. Pretty simple, all right? So let's get this hooked up, and then we can turn everything back on. All right, guys, I got my sub panel all wired up for everything, finally. I got my outlet for my compressor back on. Okay, so let's turn the power back on to the sub panel, which is this guy here. Over here. Leave this off. This is for the mini split. This is for the compressor. This is for my big outlet over here for my welder. And of course my outlets that I have up there and down here. So everything seems to be working. Let's turn the compressor on and see if that works. Yep, that's good. So yeah, go ahead and put the cover back on and we'll be done. It's actually a couple weeks later. So I have the lines that need to be ran through the wall from the inside unit to the outside unit. It's going to be 2 AC lines here, the drain line, and also some electrical wires that connects the inside to the outside. Okay, so if you look over there, I actually had to make that hole bigger. That way I don't kink the AC lines coming in. And then on the other side of the wall, which is the outside of the house, I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole around this area here. And then, yeah, that way I can run all the wires behind the wall instead of exposed like a lot of people do it. It's going to be a little more difficult, but I think it'll look much better once I'm done. Alright guys, so I'm on the outside of the house again. I'm going to punch a hole here for the AC lines, because I believe the same hole on the inside should be lined up there. So, yeah, here goes nothing. Okay. I hate drilling holes in my house, but unfortunately this is necessary. All right, I'm gonna go inside and drop a line down from the hole inside down to here. Hopefully I can see it. All right, as you can see, I got all the lines ran through the wall, going straight down this wall here. And then the outside of the house, lines right here, coming out. My brother digging a pad for the platform. So get all that done and then get everything connected. All right, so I got the inside unit hung back up onto the wall. I have my two AC lines hooked up together and torqued properly. I have my drain line hooked up to this. Next thing I'm going to do is run this power wire through here, and it's going to go somewhere through the front of the panel. That way I can hook up to the inside unit. So for now, this part is done. I can actually flip these little holders down and it'll go flush against the wall. I've got the front cover lifted up. I have this cover removed, and this is where we're going to be hooking up the wires to power the indoor unit. The wires are running from the back to the front. It's pretty simple, just match the numbers and of course the ground. All right, as you can see, I got my wires all hooked up to the corresponding numbers. So this part's good. I have the strain relief reinstalled. All we need to do is put the cover back on and close this guy up. This part is done. Okay. That's it. Let's do some wire management and then we can have the indoor unit go flush against the wall. All right guys, I'm back outside now. My brother actually helped me dig out this space here for this platform. Got it all leveled out. I went in and bolted the outside unit to it. It's getting nice and solid. Usually people pour concrete pads for these things, but it's kind of cold here, so I don't think the concrete would cure properly. So if this doesn't hold up, I'll do that later when it actually gets warmer. But you can see I got the lines ran outside. It's connected to the unit here. Okay, so these fittings here actually have to be torqued to a certain number. So the bottom one's I think 15 Newton meters, top one's 30 Newton meters. Once that's done, you have to hook up a vacuum to it and actually pull vacuum to make sure it's not leaking, which I've already done. So I'm not going to show you guys how to do that. You can definitely look those videos up on YouTube and they'll show you what you need and how it's done. So right now all I need to do is hook up the power to the unit and also hook up that disconnect box to it as well. So let me get some wiring put together and we'll hook it up real quick. All right guys, it's getting dark out here, so let me show you what I did. So I removed this little cover here, ran the power wire into here. Just like the indoor unit, it's numbered. You just follow the numbers, hook that up, hook this one to the ground. Now I need to go my 240 line in, but to do that, I gotta do the same thing I did from the panel to the little breakout box. Use Liquid-Tight from there to here. So I'm gonna put that together real quick and hopefully I can get this done before it gets dark. Alright guys, it's actually dark out here, but I wanted to show you what I did. So I have the cover here, I have Liquid-Tight going from the cover to the disconnect box over there. I have my 10 gauge THHN wiring running through the Liquid-Tight. Of course I have my red and black and green. Green is ground. Red and black, doesn't matter which one goes to which. They're both 120 volts. So we got all that hooked up. Put the cover back on and we'll connect the disconnect box. Alright, back to my disconnect box here. I have everything connected. Got the black to this black, red to red, and then of course the greens behind it. I left a little bit of service loop in case I need to actually work on this stuff. I actually have some slack to take the covers off. So that's good. I'll go ahead and put the cover back on. Alright, this little jumper here, it was like this. I'm going to flip it around so that way it actually connects the four contacts in there. So that's good. So that's it. I think I'm good. I have the cover and everything put back on. There's also another cover down here, but once I turn the unit on, I have to release the refrigerant from those two valves there. So I'll leave it off. I'll go inside and turn this unit on and see if it works. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day. I finished everything up this morning because I was limited on time. I couldn't record it, but literally I just wrapped this stuff up in this protective sleeve that comes with it, and I put a little cover on here. Behind there is a bunch of that goo, the same goo I used on that disconnect box to cover up the hole. And then the lines are connected. I did have to follow the procedure on how to release the refrigerant, and I did that, so that's good. As you can see, the system is actually running right now. It's actually really quiet. So let's go inside and I'll show you the inside unit. There it is, the inside unit all powered up, blowing nice and hot air out of it right now. So it should make it a lot more pleasant to work in the garage, especially when it's freezing outside. As you can see, I've also patched up all the holes in the wall I made to install this sub panel, which powers the mini split. So I would say this project is done finally. So yeah guys, I apologize, I haven't been able to put any scooter related content up lately. It's because I've been trying to finish this project in the garage, and I had boxes and stuff all over the place. So finally I'm done, so it's back to the scooters. Alright guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time.